All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I might be getting a little aggressive on this one, but I want to cover five stocks here. All right, I want to cover GameStop, GME, AMC. I'm going to do a real quick look at AVTX. I want to cover Root and I want to cover View. All right, so again, I don't know if I'm going to get too aggressive or not. I have a little bit of a busy day. That's why I'm kind of like consolidating it. All right, but um, GameStop, all right, this looks solid. All right. The one thing I have to stress is earnings are coming up in the next couple days. All right. If I'm not mistaken, it is on Wednesday. I have said it before and I'm going to say it again. I'm actually scared of holding into earnings. All right. I don't think that there's any shame in that, like weakness kind of saying I'm scared. Like, earnings is a crazy gamble, and you know me, if you're in the discords, and like, I'm a gambler. I like to gamble, I do, but there are some things that are just a little too unpredictable for my hard-earned money. You know what I mean? AMC is, like I said, following GameStop. Again, I know it offends some people, and there was one in the comments from Only in Paradise. But look, I think to say that GameStop and AMC run together isn't to offend one or the others, right? It's just, man, they are the OG meme stocks, and obviously they have nothing to do with it. Like, one sells video games and one sells movies, right? For lack of words. So yeah, it is what it is, baby. You know what I mean? So from there, AVTX, listen, all-time low is a black hole vortex that eats your hard-earned money. All right, I'm going to be quick with it, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not here to spread fear or anything like that, right? But I'm not here to tell you the sky is blue when it is black from fire, all right? And then Root and View. I think I personally see a little more in Root than View, but if View can break one more line, oh man, things can get real interesting actually. So let's see if I can make all five work on the timing. But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our five moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, letting me have these conversations in the comments, it's so much appreciated, all right? So let's get into it and look, GameStop. I was a little loud on my mistake on this, really, it happened on Wednesday. I got a little too excited on Wednesday, clearly got Thursday wrong, but hey, knock on wood, my last couple videos have kept it going, right? But not this, obviously, but like, yeah, my thoughts. But if you didn't, I would say go back and like, I spend a good amount of time of why I got the Wednesday candle wrong coming into the Thursday, right? But look, today did what it needed to do. Okay, today got us back over that 1616 line, and actually the cherry on top was closing over the 100 moving average. That is a beautiful thing to see. All right, now look, it's been a quick minute since we've even touched the line. We haven't touched it since, what is that, the end of July, early August, right? So months and months of not even touching it. You know, wicks don't count to me, but excuse me, hiccup. Good to see that hit. And like I said, beautiful close. I know it's not by a lot, right? Like, where is it? The 100 average was at 89 cents. We basically closed 11 cents over, right? But that's a powerful 11 cents in my eyes, all right? So looks like tomorrow will golden cross, which is when the 8 goes, which is when a small line goes over a big one. In this case, the 8 is going to go over the 50, right? It already went over the 20 right there. It looks like this is going up. It seems like this is coming. Listen, there's a lot to like here, all right? There's still a really healthy RSI number. MACD is actually in the positive. Beautiful divergence, beautiful divergence. Again, divergence just means lines going away from each other. And hey, that's nice volume, all right? All of that said, honestly, I do not see myself holding anything going into the earnings. So and I'll be honest, I don't know if it's before or after market, but if it's before market, I will sell more than likely the day before at closing. If it's after hours, it gets a little interesting because someone might release preliminary numbers or rumblings, and sometimes that might move the candle a little quicker than it would otherwise, right? So even if it's after, I might actually like maybe get rid of like half-ish, if not more. But yeah, I'm scared of earnings. Listen, if the earnings are good, I'm going to say it one more time. If the earnings are good, we're going to destroy this 20 line and keep going. And believe me, I'll catch the keep going, right? But if earnings are bad, none of these pretty little colorful lines will matter. And like this thing has been going down for a while, and it will remember that and go back under that. All right. So a lot is riding on the earnings. I'm telling you, earnings make a lot of these irrelevant, and it less matters what we think about the earnings and more how the market reacts. But hey, I think this should continue tomorrow. All right, tomorrow we're going to be free from earnings. Tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if we come to this 1844. I think that's a decent assumption. Maybe we even make a wick run all the way to 1930 and try to just like tap this 200. All right, one more time. Be careful of, and I swear I would say that about any stock. That is not like an insult to get like more established to penny stock, dude. Earnings are crazy. They can be crazy. You can hear really good updates, really good numbers, really good this, really good that. One little bad sentence, and the market decides, you know what, we're going to drop 23%. And you're just like looking at your screen like, what am I supposed to do? I heard all this good news, and like down, down, down it goes, right? So just earnings scare me, and believe me, if earnings are good, we'll catch it, baby. We will. All right. So GameStop, I do like it. We're going to come into AMC right now. And listen, the one thing I said about AMC was even if you have no money in GameStop, watch GME. We should mimic. All right. This day goes up. That day goes down. This day goes up a little bit. This was a nice big day. What does that look like? The exact same thing we talked about. This goes up, that goes down, this goes up a little, we have a big candle, right? So AMC is mimicking GameStop. And again, that's a good thing, all right? It is. Like sometimes, and I will be, I'm not trying to insult AMC. I really don't know about the fundamentals, you know that, right? But hey, sometimes a stock is going down, 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 and I joke, right? Yeah, I'm not the most religious person. I'm not saying this to like offend anyone that's more religious than I am, right? But I often say sometimes a stock does so bad, it takes the hand of God to come down from nowhere and just save it. If that happens to be the momentum of another stock and it carries this one, hey, we'll take it. All right. So right now, as long as GameStop goes up, I think this will too. It's funny because the spacing between these two lines also kind of reminds me about the spacing from these two lines. It's relatively close. It's the next two lines up. I think if GameStop earning does well, I actually believe that'll help maybe carry this here. There's some interesting things happening here. There's a very hard red that could be dying to turn to green. Do not have $20 dreams just yet. This will be the Hoover Dam. All right, this is gonna be a hard line to get over. But if we start creeping into the $8.70 world, oof, AMC could be a train that's ready to go, all right? So I'm probably going to chapter these two together. It's very common thoughts right here, right? But yeah, just watch them together. And again, I'm not here to offend you by saying that they're similar, all right? All right, AVTX. Now look, I'm about to say some pretty bad news on this, right? So I kind of say this like somewhat jokingly, but hey, if you can really subscribe, that would be so cool of you, all right? But the more important thing really is this. Look, I am not here to spread fear. I am not here to tell you to buy anything. I'm not here to tell you to sell anything. Like your hard-earned money is your decision, right? But look, I call all-time lows a black hole vortex for a reason. all right? I kept stressing that, look, this 9 cent line was either a bounce or die situation. And this is what die looks like, all right? We have now lost, okay, the one thing I said on the last video was I generally see this thing going, like, when I say see this thing, like any stock, I'm telling you, this is not specific to AVTX. Like, this happens all the time. And I hope you learn from this more than anything, right? But once you lose all-time low support, I expect it to lose 20%, then another 20%, then another 20%, and so on until, for whatever reason, it decides to save itself, all right? I was saying from 9 cents, I could see this going down to 7, because again, roughly 1 penny is 10%. Lose 2 pennies on this, that'll take you to 7. If you lose 7 cents, I could see it losing another penny and a half roughly, and 5.5 would be the next place we can be. We're now at 6 cents. We're now, what, we're already 33% lower than we were in only a couple days, right? Like, bad things happen, and bad things happen quickly. Like, I can't stress how quickly that 20% increment hits, right? So the worst isn't over, all right? Like, I don't say that to be mean or anything like that, but again, just it wasn't that long ago, the RSI was still a lot lower than this 25 that we're at. What are you right here? I mean, this one right here was 19, so there's still a little bit lower it can go right there. And like I said, you already saw it. We were in the teens right here, right? So I can see an instance where something like this happens. You fall far from the 8, and then you kind of come back up to it. Like, we're in the, again, you can see it right here. You fall away, you kind of come back up to it. We're in the process of falling far, right? I think it's, like I said, I think 5.5 cents might be what holds it. Again, there's no supports, right? So, like, that's just me kind of using a ballpark from some historical info that I know, right? But this is what bounce or die looks like when it's die, right? So one more time, I'm not here to spread fear. I'm not here to tell you to buy or tell you to sell or anything like that, right? But the one thing just to remember is you've got a very, very long trading career. And if you can learn from this, instead of like blame this and that, right? Like, I never talk about manipulation. I never talk about short attacks like that. Those aren't words in my vocabulary for a reason, you know? Losing all-time low support and falling down the black hole vortex, those are words in my vocabulary. Again, I'm not here pretending to be like the smart, like, right? Like, those ain't the fanciest of words, right? But yeah, just learn from this, all right? That's at least my hope. So let me know your thoughts and opinions if you disagree. For real, feel free to dislike. I'm not gonna hate on your thoughts, right? But yeah, this looks scary, and I'll end it with this, dude. We haven't even seen any sort of red candles over that 50 line. If we get a bad red candle over that line, oh man, that could be dangerous, all right? So the next one I wanted to talk about was Root, all right? Root caught my eye a little bit late. I obviously wish I saw this a little bit sooner, but the couple things to like really start, I guess, here. I think this is the best place to look at it. So let me zoom out even. You know what? Look, this is the first time I'm covering this stock. I have no idea what this stock is. I'll be honest with you, right? But the one thing to for sure note is this stock is well under all the moving averages for most of, if not its entire trading life, right? The better thing to kind of note is, hey, we've actually been over or near over all the lines this more immediate window, right? So don't let, like, it's weird, right? Like, it's important to know this. What we're trying to see is if the stock is in the moment trying to prove history is no longer going to repeat itself and we're ready for something new, right? And I'm starting to like it, and I'm starting to become a believer, all right? We try to break this, 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 we try to break this. On each of those tries, oh, my cat's at the door. Oh, you want to get in? Hi. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. So sorry about that. So On all of those tries, we never get a confirmation. All right. Look, doji doesn't count. To me, that's a doji at the very minimum. That is not a good candle. So that does not count, right? But no follow through, no follow through, no follow through, no follow through. This breaks all the moving averages. This actually, for lack of words, breaks 4 of the 5. I know we've technically been over the 50 on these 2 days, but for lack of words, that's like at best. I mean, either way, just you hear the words, right? But this was a big Friday, and this is what confirmation looks like for that kind of a candle. All right. Now look, there's a real decent shot that this thing comes down to 1160. Maybe, yeah, no, I like 1160 because that's basically that and roughly that. Yeah, 1150. I think there's a shot that it comes down to 1160 to 1150. We'll use that as the range, okay? However, if we actually have broken and confirmed all 5 of the moves, you know the rule, break all 5 and fly, lose all 5 and die, right? And it seems like this is ready to fly. We now have a beautiful divergence on a positive MACD. That's still a really, really healthy 63. It was not that long ago that we were living. Oh, that's actually not that high. Interesting. What are you at right here? You're an 80. Okay. What are you right here? 72. And then what are you right here? 88. Okay. Let's just say 80. Let's just say the normal RSI resistance of 80. There's still a lot of distance between 63 and 80, right? And hey, volume has been nicely picking up, and you know, it wasn't that, I wouldn't say it wasn't that long ago, but we've been up here, right? Like there, I'm trying to get there. We've been up here for a sustained amount of trading. And I know 300K is not a big number, right? Like, that said, though, when you're living down here in the 60K and all of a sudden you're going back up to this 300K, you've nicely multiplied your volume, right? So there's a lot to like here, actually. I'm hoping, I'll be honest, I'm hoping that we can break this line. This is the line I'm going to draw right here. It's basically the top of that guy, 1270. If we can get over 1270, it's a lot of red, and green, right? Like, I think that would maybe even a little higher. Maybe that, give or take. I think that's even still low, sorry. I think that's about half, give or take. And then that's kind of a line right there too, give or take. But yeah, I can see this. I should draw that one right there too. Let's draw that one. All right, we'll do 1, 2, oops. Okay, that's the 1, 2, 3 up if we can break 1270. Otherwise, like I said, we might come down to, let's call it 1150, okay? Yeah, I think that's about it on this one. Ooh, look at that. So this 14 something line, what is it actually? It's actually exactly at 14. 14 is going to be an important line. Okay, if it can break 14, there is no 200 moving average. 14 would put it over all the moving averages on the weekly, all the moving averages on the daily, and that's a beautiful place to be with oof, for sure. So root, I like it. It seems like today confirmed, and we're going to want to see more here, all right? Let me know your thoughts and opinions, even if you disagree. Otherwise, let's come into view, all right? So view, we were talking a lot on the Discord today. It's funny. Look, Jay knows that I had for the longest time a rule that was don't disagree with Jay. It's generally a bad idea, right? So Jay sees some life in this. I will say, and it's what I always say, all right? Bad things happen under the 8 and the 20 moving average, all right? These are hard lines to get over. They're hard lines to get over. And maybe you'll get one through the goalie, but then the 20 kind of slaps you back, you know? And another thing I say is sometimes you fall really far from the 8 and then you'll kind of come to the 8 only to fall again, right? And we have fallen, we've kind of come back to it. Maybe we slipped a little past the goalie, but I don't know if we're going to break the 20 moving average. I don't, you know, I love this volume. I do. I love the volume, but I think the volume was enough to get us over the 8. Maybe I'm being a little too pessimistic, all right? But just as I look at this stock, right? Again, I don't really know anything about View, okay? I'm especially in the more recent, like we've been well under the 8 and the 20. You know what I mean? Maybe this like little baby moment right here, but that kind of came off of a reverse split, and I'll kind of call that a little bit of silliness right there. But I'm not, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to swallow the fact that it's going to break it. I think a really good line would be, I mean, almost 205, 204 even. Yeah, I'll set a 204 alert. I think I do that. Maybe that is enough for me to believe we're going to want to break the 20 and make our way up to the 50, which is around here. Maybe this like 260 will get in the way. But hey, going from $2 to 260 is actually a 30% gain right there, right? So that's not bad on its own. And obviously, yeah, going up to 3 something is even better, right? Look, plenty of red, 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 dying to go to green, 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 right? And in a lot of ways, the stronger resistance just might be up here, all the way at the 100 moving average. Listen, I'm still not a believer that we're going to get into the twos, right? So don't have $7 dreams, all right? I think if this can get into the two teens, that's actually good for, you know what I mean? But maybe I'm just a little too pessimistic. Maybe I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, I'm seeing a stock that's actually in all-time lows, right? Obviously, the last few days I've recovered it, but I'm seeing a stock that's just going down and staying under the 8 moving average. And, you know, the RSI was crazy low at this 7 number. It needs to come up a little bit just so it can come back down. Like, this is definitely some crazy volume, the craziest volume it's actually ever seen, right? But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a believer, and it's generally because, yeah, I don't like a stock in all-time lows, under moving averages, right? And I need a lot to believe, you know what I mean? So, did I give numbers? I don't think so. Look, I can see this coming down to $1.45, if not, honestly, all the way down to 88 cents. I can actually even see that. So, just be a little careful. Otherwise, like I said, break the 20, make me believe it, and we'll come to the 50. So, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, as always, thank you.